welcome back to part 2 of our grade 10 paper 2 revision. Now we are still on trigonometry and we are on question 5, November 2015. We are given a different kind of a diagram. This time around, a Cartesian plane and a point P, x is to y, and an angle beta there with this line being labeled as R. Now, before we attempt to answer the question, we must first analyze and plug in all our given information. Now, with this kind of questions, I'd like to draw a dotted vertical line like this, which then forms a right-angled triangle. And then I will label my right-angled triangle. This line, because it is on the x-axis, I will label it X, and then vertical line, I will label it Y. Now, we can use the given information to find the values of x, y, and r before we go to the questions. So we are given that 17 cos beta plus 15 is equals to 0. We are going to solve for the ratio of cos beta because it will help us to find all the missing values. So we'll have 17 cos beta is equals to negative 15. We take 15 to the other side of the equal sign, it changes its sign. We divide by 17 both sides, so cos beta is equals to negative 15 divided by 17. So from SOHCAHTOA, we know that the definition of cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So meaning that this negative 15 is our adjacent here, which is x. We write negative 15 there. And then our hypotenuse is r, which is 17. So now we have the values of x and then we have the values of y. We need to find, we have the values of x and r. We need to find the values of y using the theorem of Pythagoras, because we are dealing with a right-angled triangle. The theorem of Pythagoras states that hypotenuse squared is equals to opposite squared plus adjacent squared. So we have our hypotenuse, which is 17. So we have 17 squared is equals to our opposite is is y, which we are looking for. It's y squared plus our adjacent is negative 15 all squared. We are solving for y. So we have y squared is equals to 17 squared. We bring this to the other side, minus negative 15 squared. This, using our calculator, we have 64. But remember, this is y squared. We don't want y, we are looking for. We don't want y squared, but rather we are looking for y. So we are going to root both sides. So here our y is equals to the square root of 64, which is plus or minus 8. And answer to a square root is always plus or minus. Now, since we have plus or minus, we have to choose only one correct answer. Now, when we look at our diagram, our y values, they are in the negative y values of the Cartesian plane. So meaning that our y is equals to negative 8. So we have negative 8 here. Now we have all the values, all the sides of the right angle triangle. We have everything that we need to now go and answer the questions. 5.1.1, determine the values of x, y, and r. And we have all the values. X is equal to negative 15, y is equal to negative 8, and r is equal to 17. Now we go to 5.1.2. Without a calculator, determine the value of sine beta. Remember, here is our beta. Here's our beta there. Sine beta, the definition of sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite side of beta is negative 8. Our hypotenuse is 17. So sine beta is equal to negative 8 over 17. Now, let's move on to B. Cos squared 30 times tan beta. Cos squared 30. This is a special angle. This is a special angle. So you go back to your special angle table or your special angle triangles. Now cos 30 is equals to the root of 3 over 2, but this is squared. So we have the root of 3 over 2 all squared times tan beta. Tan, remember tan is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite of beta, negative 8 over the adjacent, negative 15. So this is the square of a square root, cancels the square root. So we have 3 over 2 squared, 4. A square cancels a square root, right? We're clear on that. Multiplied by negative, divide by negative gives us positive 8 over 15. Now when we multiply this, we will get 2 over 5. And now you have found the values of the given ratios without using a calculator. Without using a calculator simply means that you must not have your answers in decimals. You must write all the steps and your answers must remain as fractions or whole numbers.